short yardage thing, it's like this offense all of a sudden is super powered. It's the greatest show on grass, but they can't pick up 1 yard on 3rd and 1. But they can't. So hold on. Before we talk solutions, can I just vent a little bit? I like Kyle Juszczyk, hell of a player. It's just they pay him all this money. They call him an offensive weapon. He's been a Pro Bowl fullback 7 years in a row, and he can't be the short yardage back? Like, I'm sorry. I grew up with Mike Allstott. That was the fullback when we were growing up. He was teammates with John Lynch. John should know him. And when that freaking Bucs team needed 1 yard, Mike Allstott would get you 3 every time. Mm-hmm. So the Niners have an all-pro, not an all-pro, a Pro Bowl fullback, not an option. Although, no, he can pitch the ball. He can freaking pitch the ball. But they can't do a quarterback sneak with Brock Purdy. Christian McCaffrey is a scat back. What do they do on short yardage in the playoffs?
Hopefully Jordan Mason.
2 words.
Healthy.
Jordan Mason.
Yeah. Hopefully if Jordan Mason is back, I mean, he's the number one solution. And, Elijah Mitchell as well is great at running between the tackles. I think, as great as Christian McCaffrey is, one of the best weapons in the NFL, a tremendous weapon for the 49ers. Between the tackles, you need short yardage. Jordan Mason and Elijah Mitchell, I'd rather go with them. I know that's probably controversial to a lot of people, but short yardage, they're running. Christian McCaffrey's not the guy to do that between the tackles. It's just not his strength. Doesn't mean it's not a knock on CMC, but Jordan Mason and Elijah Mitchell, that's the key right there.
Yeah, I think it's even more Jordan Mason. My fear is that they're never going to give him that role. I don't know what his role is. He's the closer at the end of the games. He should be the short yardage back too, because it's not Ty Davis Price. Ty Davis Price might have a future. He had some nice runs at the end of the game, but it's clear that he's not a part-time running back. You can't give him a role. He's a bell cow or nothing. He's probably had 20-something carries a game his whole life, and he needs to get going. And so he's not. He's a terrible short yardage back. Jordan Mason was a part-time running back in college. He was a goal line back in college. So it's a role he's used to. It's a role he can flourish in. I'm just afraid that when Elijah Mitchell comes back, they're going to forget all about Jordan Mason. It's going to go back to just Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell. And as good as Elijah Mitchell is, I don't really consider him a short yardage back either, which is why last year in the playoffs, it was freaking Debo, and it might be Debo again.
Elijah Mitchell's kind of a cross between Jordan Mason and CMC. He's like, it's in the middle almost, right?
Yeah, he's like 205 pounds. I mean, he runs hard, but he's still little, which is why he gets hurt.
But the qualities that makes Jordan Mason a closer, those are the same qualities you want on short down, right? So obviously he should be your guy.
It's so obvious, but this is going to be a problem for the Niners unless they do this, because it's so weird to see Kyle call those quarterback sneaks with no hesitation every time for Jimmy Garoppolo and have like almost 99% success. And now with Brock, it's like, I can't do that. He's not big enough for, I don't know what exactly it is. But now they got to find a different way to pick up 1 yard. It used to be automatic. Now it's an adventure.
And Brock's not the best. I'll give Jimmy one thing. He's a better quarterback sneaker than Brock. I noticed Brock struggles a little bit, and he hasn't done a lot of them. But when they call QB sneaks, he doesn't seem to be able to get as much push.
Yeah.
And so I think that's part of it. Maybe Jimmy has him there.
Yeah, better quarterback sneaker. Other than that, I'll take Brock.